But, okay, so supposing you were to start again now, how would you face it? Because things have completely changed, and there may be people in this audience who want to start to make films in some form, whether it's as a director or an actor or editor or something like that. How on earth would you start? Because you say it's more and more difficult to make serious films, more and more difficult to make films which mean something, as opposed to pure entertainment.
I think you have to be more resilient these days, in so much as the most important thing to remember is that, unlike other art forms, film is very expensive. It costs more money to make a film than it does to do a reasonably sized painting. And the more money that a film costs, then the more interference you're going to get, and the greater difficulty you're going to get in raising that money. And so it's a long haul, the process of persuading people that your story is worth telling. And I say you have to be resilient. As a filmmaker, the only advice you should ever be given, really, is that you have to be true to what you want to say. And I think that even getting to the starting blocks is difficult, because you first have to persuade someone that your work is good enough, the script and the idea, in order to justify somebody spending a great deal of money on it. So that's not a normal process, and that's a hard process. And so I think you have to be very thick-skinned during that time. And that's even before you've started to do the creative work. And then, creatively, it's about being true to your original idea, and in order to achieve it, and to be single-minded about that. Also, surround yourself with very clever people. No director in the world did not benefit from a good cinematographer, or production designer, or editor.
Maybe people who go to film school should gather around them before they leave. Somebody who could be a producer, somebody who could be an editor for them, somebody, so that they have a little group of people.
I think, film schools more and more are doing that process.
Yeah.
In so much as film schools used to be, every single person who left film school wanted to be a film director. Well, there's not enough jobs, is the truth. And so what's important about film school is infrastructure. You're creating the infrastructure for the next generation of filmmakers. And that's not just about directors. It's cinematographers, editors, production designers, production managers, producers. All these things are equally important. And the film school's job is to create those positions as much as they do the next generation of directors. I absolutely agree with you.
Have you gathered around yourself a group of people you use again and again during your 40-year-old career?
For 40 years I've worked with mostly the same cinematographer, maybe two cinematographers, maybe two production designers, one editor, and a number of different producers, obviously, because they're not only good at what they do, but they're your friends. And in the middle of making a movie, you need your friends, especially if you're away from home. So that's why it's important. I think that every film you do with a new person, particularly in important roles, like, say, for instance, cinematographer, you have to be sure that you're going to get on with that person. Because they're very strong-willed people, good cinematographers. And your personalities and your combination of the two personalities can make for a very good film, but it also can be very disruptive if you don't get along. So it's hugely important that every director chooses the right people around them, and that they're there to... The wonderful thing, which I did, it was a total surprise to me when I first started to direct, when I was doing just TV commercials, is there's 100 people on that film set. And basically, they all want you to make a good film. They don't want you to make a bad film. So they're all there to help you. And the way that you're going to be helped the most is by allowing them to help you. And I think that That's the job, the line between being totally single-minded and actually have one ear to listen to what other people say. That's not betraying your original idea, it's actually being smart.
So you recommend anybody going into the film business now to gather around them some like-minded people and fight like hell?
That's basically it, yeah. The world of film has changed so much because the technology has changed.